Hey guys, thought I would go live. It's been a whirlwind of activity. I actually have a cloaked object. Let me zoom in. I'm not sure if I'll be able to pick it up or not. It is really cloaked. Heading south. I'm going to try to see it with the naked eye. I can see it with the naked eye. It's technically in the center of the screen, but that is not visible. There it is, barely center of the screen. Yeah, that's too hard to see. It's been a whirlwind of activity tonight. The night started with one object that was fairly cloaked, so I didn't even really bother trying to record it. And then I was facing the northern sky, so this part of the backyard, guys. And there's so I sort of know what's what back here, and I'll show you guys. So there's a stationary star. There's a star right there, center of the screen. And the regular visiting black triangle came in. It powered up just as I glanced. So it looked like there were two stars. And then it immediately and very methodically went dim and went bright and went dim 3 or 4 times. And I'm like, you know what? That's not even doing, it's not doing that like a plane. And then it went lights out. So I knew things were going to really ramp up right away. And then that was followed by a star-shaped object, and that was incredibly close. And that was coming out of the north. But before that, let me backtrack for a sec because there's been so many sightings. The triangle came in from this part of the sky, and my neighbor Matt spotted it. It was incredibly close. I'm going to say under 500 feet, massive. And by the time, I'm going to say it was somewhere near the 4-way stop or so, that went lights out. And then going back this way, back to the northern sky, we had a star-shaped, and that one's been coming in, I'm going to say for the past month or two, star-shaped object. And that again, I mean, they're so incredibly beautiful to experience these things firsthand. And then minutes later, I was sort of looking at the eastern sky, which is right over the townhouses, and there was a spontaneous flash. Actually, before that, there was an object that was stationary and just began to move away from a star, and that's how I picked it up. But then immediately the triangle, the cloaked object, powered up for me. So I quickly began to record, and I asked it to power up again, and then it did, and I captured that at the 9-second mark. And since then we've had a couple other objects come in. I just posted another one, very cloaked, and the nice thing is that it was passing a star, so you have some sort of idea of how slow that was going. That was maybe 2,000 feet, 3,000 feet. It's hard to tell when they're that much further up, but the close range sightings tonight, they're getting closer. And like I said, I've had over 1,000 encounters, over 400 recordings. Everyone has been uplifting, peaceful, at times humorous. And just scanning the sky right now as I'm talking to you guys in case something else pops up. What usually happens is you can feel the energy change, you can feel things ramp up, and then, I say all hell breaks loose, but it's not really all hell, but, there's a lot of activity for 15 minutes, sometimes 20 minutes, sometimes 30, 40 minutes, and then you can literally feel the shift, when they move into higher dimensions, or just basically, out of sight, out of mind, so they just go back cloaked. But this is consciousness-based technology. We've seen these things transform. We've seen these things vanish. Me with my 2 neighbors. And yeah, this technology is way beyond human understanding. That's my neighbor's dog. And there's absolutely no way that anyone could ever capture There's no way anyone could ever replicate this technology. They can transform. They're essentially, from what we've experienced, limitless. They're limitless. It's consciousness-based technology. They would do circles. They would do circles around the known technology that we have here. So, yeah. The sightings began October 8th, 2020 with a benign looking hula hoop, 10 times bigger than a hula hoop, followed by a pill-shaped object that appeared in the northern sky back in 2020. And a few nights later, I was standing in the backyard with my two neighbors. I had been cooped up in my townhouse for several months, finishing writing Open Your Third Eye. And I joined them that night, and we were talking, and then I suddenly got the vibrational hit to move about 7 or 8 feet away from the guys, when I was guided to look straight up, and coming over the townhouse, right about here, was a black silent triangle, 40 to 50 feet at each side, moving incredibly slowly. And I called the guys over. One of my neighbors thought it was a flock of geese. I said, no guys, focus. The one thing that struck me were the gray pads underneath it, and we observed that for about 8 or 10 seconds, and it ended up moving off this way to my right towards the southern sky. And we have since seen the triangle in its 3D form 2 or 3 times after that. But if you look at my pinned video, that's the energetic version. Like I said, we've seen these things upgrade and downgrade their energy signatures. It's consciousness-based technology. Did I know they existed? Yes. Did I ever, think that they would come find us in 2020? Nope. So there's a massive consciousness, if you want to say the word spirituality, link to this. What unifies us with them, because in the quantum field, through the dimension of inner stillness, nothing is alien. We consider something as alien when we don't understand it. When you have an understanding, you realize these are expressions of consciousness. And inner stillness, which is how I've been consciously operating since 2005, is universal or cosmic consciousness. It's that no-mind state, and that's what they're operating from. That's the universal link that unifies us. So they are, in one sense, parallel future versions of us, and they're here to inspire. I'm going to come out to the sidewalk. They've made it clear as well, when I wrote, as I was writing Cosmic Contact, when I was channeling what they describe themselves as the collective, they're not our saviors. They're here to inspire and eventually share technology, but they're waiting for humanity to make that shift into oneness, heart-centered space. There's spontaneous flashes going on as I'm talking to you guys right here in the southern sky. There's the flash. So that is the regular visiting black triangle flashing, and it does that. Can you power up again? Let's see if it'll do that. I'm just going to take my glasses off. The spontaneous flashes began a few months after the initial sightings in October, and what happened was I would go to throw recycling out, and it would be thick winter cloud cover, so January 2021, and a massive flash would come through thick cloud cover. It took me several months to realize the flashes were coming from the triangle, because what would happen is the flashes would take place, and then a minute or two later, the triangle would come in. So, yeah, that was incredible. Just popping in to say hi. That was, I think, 2 flashes. I might have missed one because I was scanning the sky. But yeah, there were just 2, I think at least 2 spontaneous flashes there in the southern sky. So, yeah, humanity is awakening, and they're awakening to the dimension of inner stillness. Humanity is going through an ascension process. And part of that is going to be, as the veil lifts within, which is the ego or thinking mind, as more and more humans transcend the thinking mind and realize that the present moment is all there ever is. And that's where we experience and encounter this phenomena through the present. It's the present moment that affords you the intuition and the clarity. You're able to essentially detect from one point of view where they are in the sky, because you're getting sort of vibrational hits, like downloads, sort of like instant knowings of where the phenomena is. So I'm glad you guys got to experience the spontaneous flashes. I think I might sign off for now. It's been a very active night, but yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed the live. Many blessings to all of you.